Hello, welcome to the One I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a shirt with a waifu on the front. It's been a few days since we reacted to our favorite LOLcow. We have two LOLcows that we react to on this podcast. Ask Anna, that's her name, is my favorite, the stripper who wants to be a lawyer and also wants to be a pop star. Yeah. So we're going to look at her video 10 psychological effects from stripping, my mental health experience. I haven't watched this video. We're going to watch it together. Let's see what she has to say.
Welcome back to Ask Anna. Today I'm going to be going over an article actually that my friend sent me, and it's called The Psychological Effects of Stripping. This is actually my little tarot card corner. I have a lot of cards. Figured I would switch it up because the last three videos were on my
I don't know. I thought the only corner she worked on was the street. Anyway. Yeah, oh yeah, and she does tarot. Would you have a stripper read your tarot cards? I mean, like it matters. Like, would you have anyone read your tarot card? It's a bunch of BS anyway. Okay, so let's examine the background there. I think that's a picture of her singing. It looks like a 4-year-old drew that. I don't know. Her corner is sad, and that's coming from a guy with K-pop idol posters in his room.
couch. But this article really meant a lot to me because I have been feeling just drained and doing my best to transition out of that world, and then hearing somebody else and their perspective of it really resonated with me. So the first thing is not trusting men. She says, for me, this was the first.
Well, that's already bad advice. Don't trusting men. If you're a stripper, here's the thing. Once again, viewing the world from the perspective of a stripper is the wrong way to view the world. So everything she's going to say is going to be wrong. So she just said, don't trust men. Well, you're a stripper. So if you think about it, you're a stripper. Every man that's coming into the club, you already know what this man wants. So technically you could trust that man because you actually know what he wants. But whatever.
Thing I noticed when working, it only takes one or two times of your boundaries being violated or not being paid to get your radar up on men. The unfortunate thing is that this can transfer outside of the club into your regular life. You may avoid being around men in general. You may have a cynical view of men being nice to you, and that is very true. Anytime somebody that is a man that is nice to me, I just assume that he wants something from me.
The reason why men are nice to women is because they don't know better. I mean, they're trying to get something from you, but like if you really want a woman, you gotta treat her like shit, and you gotta ignore her, and that'll drive her crazy, and that'll actually make her whatever fall for you or whatever you're trying to do. I mean, most likely you're just trying to spread her legs in your car, right, or wherever. But and then I like how she said, after a few times of not getting paid. I mean, I don't know the rules of the strip club, but I thought you paid. Like, if you're getting a lap, I don't know. Like, okay, so you're getting a lap dance, so like you get the money after the lap dance. Like, why not just get paid up front? Because it's a club. It's not like, I don't know, stripping, whatever.
And most of the time I am right. So, but moving on, losing trust in other women. This one is probably one of the hardest to deal with. Some of the clubs, the girls are veterans, ruthless and focused on their hustle. I have had other women steal from me, try to take clients, lie to management, lie to other dancers about me, gossip behind my back, even threaten my safety.
So basically, it's just women being women. She literally just described women being women. Like, women are the best at keeping other women down. Women are the best at giving other women bad advice. Women are best at just keeping other women single just because setting bad examples, or I mean, just watch just watch TikTok, and watch a woman give love advice. It's horrible advice. 9 times out of 10.
And this is true. One of the first, like, I've had friendship betrayals before, but never as bad as when I was dancing. I had, like, the worst friendship betrayal happen to me earlier this year.
Like it's an anime. Friendship betrayal. What the fuck? If you're a stripper, and I'm giving you life advice. If there's a stripper watching this, when I doubt there is, the people you work with are scum, and you're probably scum too. Don't take any advice for them. Don't hang out with them outside of work. Don't just don't do anything with them. You only see them at work. That's it. I mean, I don't know. Like everything surrounding a strip club is shit. Okay, so like the word friend and stripper shouldn't even be in the same ballpark. Whatever.
And I guess I'm getting over it now because I'm just now starting to make friends. And it's weird too because, like, being in competition with women in that environment, you just assume women are in competition with you at all times. It makes you very guarded. The next thing is isolation outside of the club. Due to both of the things above, you may start isolating yourself after working in the club for some time. The overstimulus of the club itself causes dancers to just want to stay home from everything on days off. And that is also true. I don't know. I feel like I've always kind of been right in between extrovert and introvert. And then since
If you're a stripper, isn't that like the most extrovert thing you can do? I mean, you're a sex worker. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. If you're a stripper and like on your days off, if you don't want to interact with people, the reason why is because where you work, it's full of shitty people. That's why, because it bleeds over into your everyday, whatever, normal life. So you probably shouldn't be a stripper. Being a stripper is not a good job. I've never heard anything positive about being a stripper. I take that back. Actually, porn stars who like do like a special night at a strip club, they love it. But they're not strippers; they're just there for one night, and it's like their fans come and give them money. But other than that, I've never heard like a positive stripper story or a positive anything about being a stripper. So, yeah.
doing this job for the last almost year, I just am so introverted all the time. I mean, I'm getting better, but I really have no desire to
You're a stripper. You're not
talk to people.
introverted. You're a whore.
Laziness slash no drive. This one can go unnoticed, and then you end up feeling like, where did a year of my life go? Since dancers work late hours into the night and then don't want to deal with anything the next day, it can be hard to find motivation to focus on anything outside of the club. This is why it's important to keep goals in mind and use the club as a means to an end. Even if they are small goals, keep your accountability and don't.
Dude, get a job at McDonald's. Get a job at Target. Get a job at Walmart. Get just I don't know, dog walk. There's other be a waitress. Be a bartender. I don't know. I can name dozens of jobs that like don't require a college education, because what she has a college education, which it still makes no sense why she's a stripper. But there's so many jobs that don't require an education or special training that you can do instead of being a stripper and get paid equivalently you can't talk, the same basically, you know. So it's almost like she wants these problems because she could have solved this already. I'm sure she's more than qualified to get a job anywhere else, but she's so like fixated on like, sitting on guys' laps, gyrating on them.
Don't give up. I sort of agree with this one. I've always had a very hard drive, so even though I've been dancing, I've had other jobs like at the
Yeah,
same
they're all
time.
blowjobs.
When I was working at my main club earlier this year, before I left that one, I was just doing night shift, and that was so true. Like I was working like 4 or 5 nights a week, and it would be the same thing on repeat. Just like go to work, wake up at like 1, 2 p.m., take Reaper out, and then go back to work at like 8. So very true.
Wow, that sounds crazy.
And yeah, it's a little, I don't know. I've spent like the last year trying a lot of things. I haven't just been dancing, so I wouldn't say I have like no motivation, but it definitely like you do look around close to that year mark and you're like, what was all of this for?
Well, I
Social
mean, you
anxiety,
want to be
since
the
going
best
to a
guard
club
until you
itself
can
can
be.
cause anxiety, this can transfer over going anywhere. Blah, blah, blah. And then it talks about like the bad habits too, about people using drugs and alcohol in new places because they're so used to doing that at work. Me personally, I don't smoke or drink.
I don't believe that. Now, I don't know what your opinion is on this. Do you think she smokes and drinks? I mean, I think she at least drinks. And then smoking, I'm assuming she's talking about all the, like crack, meth, pot. Everyone smokes pot. I'm sure she smokes pot. Her double chin says she smokes pot.
And I think that has been a large reason why I don't feel that affected by what I've done. I feel like if I had developed those habits too, it would have greatly hurt me. But yeah, I don't even like want to go shopping anymore. I used to enjoy shopping, and now I just want to stay at home. Like my biggest goal right now is to just get a house or a townhouse, like something, just so I can have more space, and then just stay at home all day. But
Okay, like if she wants a townhouse or whatever, being a stripper is not the way to go. You know what she should do? Get a normal job, okay? Become respectable, and a nice man will wife her up. She obviously has to keep being her past a secret, so don't say you used to be a stripper. The way she looks, a man in his 30s who wants kids, because a woman's value is based on her fertility. Okay? She's under 25. So a man who wants a family, who's like, a working man, a successful man, whatever kind of man, but a man who wants a family, wants kids, would wife her up instantly if she wasn't a stripper. Okay, so, and she can find a guy who lives in a townhouse. Like her life would be so much better if she would stop stripping and make room in her life to attract a good person. See, like her life is filled with bullshit. So a man of value does not want to be with her. Any like good guy, quote unquote, good guy. Okay, so the only men she's gonna end up dating or attracting are scumbags, guys that obviously aren't gonna stick around or provide or think about a long-term relationship. And that's her biggest problem. Like, she wants to be a singer supposedly. Okay, well then imagine being with a man who's supportive, has a decent job, so she's with him, and so now she has free time because she's not a stripper anymore. She can take that time and pursue her singing career. But no, she's busy stripping.
with Reaper and work a remote job, film videos, have a boyfriend, like that is my life. The life that I want. The next one is feeling objectified everywhere. This can lead to just wearing pajamas everywhere. And this really happened to me when I first started working at that big club earlier this year. Like that was it. Like I would just dress like I was homeless outside of dancing because I was so used to like being pretty all the time. I was like, well, fuck it. If
You're used to being pretty all the time? Really? Okay.
being pretty makes me money, why do I need to look pretty any other time?
Being pretty makes you money? She must be taking out loans. That's all I gotta say.
I don't really feel that way anymore, but I did feel that way when I was working at the club. Judgment of others. Here we are talking about you. Since the club equals judgment 24/7, you can start judging other people when you go out without knowing them at all. It can make you appear snobby and standoffish, but really you've just been conditioned because you're under the microscope at work. I am a very judgmental person of other people. I think I'm very accepting, but I definitely like being in the club. Like, people will openly tell you what they think of you. They will tell you what is wrong with you. They will crush your dreams. Like, and where you're used to that, and there's no.
Okay, if you're a stripper, your dreams are already crushed. Like, the way she's describing it, it's like she goes in to work and then like some guys goes in there and it's like, you'll never be anything. Like, I don't think that happens. Your dreams are crushed because you're a stripper in the first place. Stop being a stripper. Being a stripper is very negative. You are surrounded by negative, let's call it energy, people, vibes, whatever you want to call it. You're surrounded by negativity for, I don't know how long you work. Let's just say an 8 hour shift. Imagine just being surrounded by like negative bullshit for 8 hours, and then you go home, and so then it's gonna take a long time to get that crap off you, and then you've been doing this for so long, you feel like you're at work all day. Like the solution to her life is stop being a stripper. That's it. If she stopped being a stripper, she probably could be a lawyer. She probably could find a long-term relationship and just not some, you know, guy who she's gonna make a video about. She made a video about a guy who she was dating, but he was just like using her for sex. Because why would a guy really want to date you? You're a stripper. I don't know, but this is common sense though.
Nothing is repressed, right? So sometimes I feel bad about being overly critical of other people, but then at the same time, it's just what they're thinking. Like, another person would think the same thing, they just wouldn't.
See, if someone is honest with her, it's they're a hater, or or they're being ultra critical, or they're being mean to her. Because remember, it was a couple of videos ago, people just being honest to her just meant that they were haters. So that's another thing. It's like, we all want the truth, but then when you hear the truth, you're like, oh, So she's got to grow some balls. Okay, well, not figuratively, but anyway. Once again, the answer is just stop being a stripper.
Say it, or maybe they would tell themselves that they were being too mean, but I don't think it's a bad thing to be critical. I don't. The judgment thing, like, I can be less judgy, but at the same time, like, there are basic truths. Like, the prettier you are, the more friendly you are, like, the more well put together you are, like, the better you can hold a conversation, the easily it is for you to maneuver in the world. And I don't think it's bad for you to make a judgment about somebody who hasn't put the effort in. Then we have feeling disconnected from society. Like, again, everything is centered around the club. I agree with that. I don't really want to be connected with society, though. Hard time finding romance.
Oh, no shit. Why would I like that? I wonder why she has a hard time finding romance. I mean, not this picture, but think about it. Common sense says, why would a man who wants a long-term relationship date a stripper, porn star, OnlyFans chick, escort, hooker, whatever? A woman in the sex industry looking for a husband is, I don't know, it's just not logical. Like, I can't even like find something else in my life to try to give an example of that. Like, it's just not logical. If you want a relationship, you can't be a stripper, you can't be a sex worker, can't be an OnlyFans girl, you can't be a drug addict, you can't be an alcoholic. Like, you can't be a walking red flag. That it's not that hard, people.
Very true. I'm not gonna go on that one. That one is a long rabbit hole. I'm not ready to go on. Money motivated only. She talks about how if she wasn't getting paid to be somewhere, she doesn't want to be there. I agree as well. And then jaded
Because
outlook on
you a
life.
hoe.
So I think all of this can be overcome, but I just wanted to go over. I'll link the article down below too. But I
Okay,
just wanted to go over how I'm feeling now after almost a year. Just so if you were thinking about going down this path, you are
Don't.
just prepared for the after effects. I don't think anything is permanent, but you know, in every experience, you do have to heal afterwards. So I don't regret anything.
You should
just
do.
learning. Bye.
That's called cope. That's called cope. She regrets a lot. Anyway, that was 7 minutes and 25 seconds of reality, folks. Okay. Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.